What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Gaming with the Wolfpack. In today's video, I'm going to show you all my tips and tricks on how to survive on the 7th day and 7 days to die. Let's get started. Alright guys, so first things first, you want to find or build yourself a base. The zombies are going to be drawn to you regardless where you're at. So you want to make sure you are protected. Me and my friend, we decided to build our base in the farm because it's a lot of food, the corn around, there's a lot of water, and there's also a lot of supplies everywhere, like towns and cities and stuff. So what we did once we got here to the farm was pretty much cleared out all the zombies. It's a lot of zombies here when you first get here, which means, like I showed in my last video, a lot of skill points. Then we build a fortress around our house. As you can see, there is wood frames on the inside, and on the outside, what you're looking at right now is wooden slabs, pretty much the same thing that they made out of the trees. And we build that all the way around there, you know, just for a distraction, so it'll be harder for the zombies to come in. Then we build this barbed wire right here. It pretty much cuts off their legs, which means now they're crawling, and it's a lot easier to kill them if they're crawling, even if they get in. Once we built that, we built these little guys in the back right here. Since they're crawling, we put them low so that it'll be, you know, killing them. So potentially we wouldn't have to do anything. Our fort will work for us and killing the zombies on the 7th day. And then, as you've seen in one of my last videos, our entrance and the only way in is here in our tunnel. And since we're so far away from the entrance of the tunnel, the zombies will not be drawn to the entrance, so you don't have to worry about them getting in through the tunnel. Unfortunately though, the spider zombies, which are zombies that climb like a spider, they could still climb if they can get past the barbed wire. So we have a couple different entrances to get up to our house. The ladder that you just saw inside there, and obviously the front door. So we put our front door a little metal door just in case they do decide to get through both of those entrances, forts. This one and the next one, I doubt they will, but just in case. And also, in order to survive, you want to make sure you have enough food, because your person will get hungry and thirsty. So if you have enough food and water, you'll survive. You want to make sure you have guns and enough ammo. You want guns if you can find them or make them. Shaves, knives, any other metal weapons, and also of course your bow and arrows. Every 7th day gets harder. So the first 7th day is easy. You know, you really don't need a fort for that. You don't need any protection for that, in my opinion. And we also knocked out every window in the house. Just in case they somehow get through, we have a backup strategy. And this is the ladder that you saw earlier. And this is where it leads to. Just straight to the house. I built this bridge. I built it all the way around the entire house just in case they get through the inside. It's a little dark right now. I haven't finished putting light around it. But you want to make sure you have enough light as well, because if you don't, you won't be able to see them. And I built these bridges all the way around. These are other ways of exiting, just in case we get stuck in here, or you can also use it to help your defenses and, you know, bring the fight to the zombies before they can get in. And that's built all the way around on all four sides. And then just in case, like I said, the 7th days do get harder. So if our defenses just can't hold them back and they decide to get in, I build a ladder all the way up, or stairs all the way up to the roof, just to draw them a little closer to us, allow them to come up here, and we can get away a lot faster. Because unfortunately all the zombies can climb. So, you know, we don't have to worry about hurting ourselves, because the roof is close enough to jump off onto here. And again, make sure you have enough medicine, enough food, enough water, and enough bullets, and enough arrows. All of that during your 7 days while you're preparing. You should be hunting and gathering and getting enough food and water and whatnot. Here I got 2 entrances from the inside. This one right here that I came out of, and this one right here, just in case we fall down here and we get trapped. I just have extra ways out. There's more than one way out of here, but there's only one way in here. So you also want to make sure, just like we did, that you have more than one way in. So now that we just established how, let's see what my defenses does on the test. Okay, so you just saw how I built my defenses, and you just learned what to do to make sure that your hut or house is safe in the 7th day. So now we're just gonna sit here and wait for the 7th day to begin. You know it begins because the sky turns red. Once the sky turns red, then you'll start to hear, you know, the music, and you'll start to hear the zombies. And you can also know that it starts because it starts around 2100 on the time, and it's every 7th day. So me and my buddy here, we're just gonna sit here and wait on the horde to come to us. That's another good thing about it. The horde is gonna find you wherever you're at. The more zombies you kill, the more skill points you get. You learn how to kill those zombies fast and without getting yourself killed in this video that just popped up above. So we're just gonna wait until the zombies come and see how my defenses work. And you notice how we have our food, we have our guns and our weapons for our defenses. You want to keep that on you. But remember, if you do get in a situation where you're about to die, you should have somewhere to where you can easily get to and put that stuff. We have our backpack we keep, so we just put our stuff in our backpack. It's a little bit more easier that way. But once you get good, and eventually the game will start to get a little boring because you got your defenses straight, you've got enough guns, you know, you almost don't even have to use any weapons during the 7th day because of your defenses are good. Then when that comes, then we take and you just change your settings a little bit, you know, put the zombies on always run. That'll give you a little bit more of a challenge. Put your settings to where you drop everything. That'll give you a little bit more of a challenge. It'll make it a lot fun. You can also put it to where you and your friend, if you're playing with someone, to where you guys can also inflict damage on each other, and then, you know, just separate and fight amongst each other to find tools and stuff. While we wait, the cool thing about this is you can create, you know, online, so you can play with people on Xbox as well, PlayStation. I'm on PlayStation, and you guys can play together. Or again, when you're online though, the person can inflict damage on your creator, and normally people have it on everything drops, so that when they kill you, you know, they can get your supplies or whatever. All that good survival tactics. And once the 7th day is over, you will find where your weak spots are, and you'll find where it's about to start. So it starts at 21:20 is the official time that the horde starts on the 7th day. And you'll find it a lot easier to kill them with the guns and stuff like that. Once you build up your skill set in your inventory, once you build that up, then it'll be easier to kill the zombies. But when after the 7th day, you'll figure out where your weak spots were in your defenses. I'm just walking around now, checking on each side, making sure that the zombies aren't already getting in, making sure that my defenses are straight and everything is working properly. So once the horde's finished, you go around and you just rebuild those things that the zombies might have broke, which the things that we already know they're going to break is the barbed wire, and maybe they might break the first layer of wood, which is the wood with the wooden spikes. They might break those as well. But once you figured out what they broke, then you can figure out, you know, and change your defenses, or if it's worked for you, you can keep what you already have, just rebuild it, and then you have your survival strategy right there. If for whatever reason you first start and you can't find where you want to build your 7th day survival house at, or you're trying to build your own, you want to build it from scratch and you're not having enough time because the 7th day has come, they'll draw to you wherever you're at, so you can go anywhere and live out your the night and stay the night or whatnot. Just make sure wherever you're at, the biggest thing is make sure you have enough weapons to fight them. And my player is always running, so my stamina is great with my player. If those two things, you have enough weapons and your stamina is great, you'll be good to survive the 7th day. We're still waiting on zombies to come. That reason being is because we're only on the 14th day. Once you get to like the 21st or 48th, you've gotten into your 4th, 7th day, your 5th, the zombies are going to come right away. Because the more you're into the game, the more zombies they throw at you. The more zombies they throw at you, the better chance you have of getting your skill points up, and the better chance you have of learning just how strong your defenses are. And that's what makes the game fun, for me anyways. Oh, there's a fire zombie. Those fire zombies, they get close to you. Not only can they hurt you, obviously, like the regular zombies, but they also set you on fire. And see, that killed them. So during your 7th day, you find out where exactly the herd is going to be drawn to the most, and they're normally drawn to your weakest spot, which in our case we don't have a weak spot because we don't have a door. When you're building your house and your defenses, your door is always the weakest spot. If you look over to the right, he's just checking the perimeter, just making sure that we're not getting too much of a horde at one time, making sure his health is straight. And you notice how if you look down in the left hand corner of each of our screens, his health is on 78 and mine's on 70. You can build that with your skills. That's actually one of the recommended skills to buy. That video will be coming out later. He's just going around now and checking the perimeter to make sure. When you're playing together, we both use our strong points. His strong point is the crossbow, and mine's is the guns and other weapons. So since his strong point is the crossbow, he has to be a little closer to the zombies than I do. And as you can see, the zombies look like, which sucks because they we've just learned that they are crawling on top of our defenses instead of getting hurt by them. So that's a weakness in our defense that we will change for the next 7th day. We'll probably add another layer of the wooden spikes. but you quickly learn that the zombies will be drawn to one spot, and we've just learned that spot is it's almost the same. So we've done this before, and it's always either the right side of the house or the front. The reason why they probably pick the right side is because our right side of the house is less. In a way, you missed that. So we're using our strengths at the same time. He is the only one, the player on the right. He's the only one with a hat at the moment. I have flashlights on my guns, so it's kind of harder for me to see. So as you see, the first layer of zombies gets through the barbed wire, and then the rest of them just walk right there in their place. That's something that we're gonna have to probably add another layer of barbed wire or dig a trench or something. Digging, if you do plan on digging anything, as you've seen in my tunnel video, digging takes a long time, and it could be very boring. So, trenches, they help a lot because obviously the zombies fall down in them, they can't get out of it unless it's a spider. There's a dog. You've learned from my other video, it's easier to kill the dogs with knives and shades. You can also kill them with shotguns. For whatever reason, every shooting game that has dogs, like Call of Duty, and this one, shotgun seems to be the go-to weapon to kill a dog. Okay, you gonna die? The fat zombies are harder to kill. You've learned that in my last video. I still haven't decided why. I don't know why. If you can get a headshot on the guns, the more you use them, the better your skills are with them. So the easier it is to get headshots. You kill the zombies a lot faster. And as you can see, our defenses, they're a little weak right now, so we're gonna have to add more to that. And I'm running out of bullets. But as of right now, they're a little weak, but they're still getting the job done. They're cutting off their legs, which is what we wanted. And some of our defenses are even killing them for us. Headshot. As you just seen, the defenses, when the zombies are still on them or near them, even though they're dead, it still kind of decays their body a little faster. We are on a recap of the 14th day. So, you know, the more zombies you kill, the more skill points you get, and the more sometimes during the horde the zombies bring a lot of supplies that you need, and the game has a tendency of doing that during the 7th day, especially if you survive it. This old man guy right here, there are little quests that you can find, which makes the game a little bit more fun. One of the quests is you have to be drunk and kill zombies, so that's why I just drank beer to become drunk. However, when you become drunk, it makes you hungry and thirsty. So, and he did that. As you can see, when you first start off, the guns honestly don't really do that much of damage, because you have to buy the skill set, and he's trying to jump. That's why the crossbow or the bow and arrow are the best weapons for killing zombies, and we just kind of put that to the test. You know, you run out of bullets, then you have to go make more bullets, and it takes a lot of time, and he's not dying. As you can see, it doesn't take that long for them to get through the barbed wire. The barbed wire is just a strategy to cut off their legs. That's all the barbed wire was for anyways. The 7th day, the horde pretty much comes all night long. From 21:20 until 5 o'clock the next morning. And you can also adjust your settings. We have it so that the days and nights run longer, which means your 7th day night will run longer. The reason why we did that was because, like I've said before repeatedly, the more zombies you kill, the faster your skill points get up, and the better you be able to get at the game. So the player on the left is, oh crap, I have ran out of bullets. The player on the left is better at where to hunt, better strategist, better at the forts, building, and you know, brains. He's the brains of the operation. The guy that's, as you can see, the fire zombie sets you on fire. That's another defense that they have. You'll start, the more you play the game, the more you'll get familiar with these zombies that y'all have seen. The fire zombie, the old man zombie, this stupid lady, Focus your attention on the right. This lady, this guy right here that he's attacking right now, I would say he's pretty fast. He walks pretty fast. And then you have this survival zombie right here that's jumping. And that guy right there that's crawling with the blue, with a little bit of hair, that's a male survival zombie. And then you have your special skill zombies, I'd say. That's a lumberjack, which you find in the snowy areas. And you have a police zombie, which shoots acid out of its mouth. And the more you play the game, the more you get, the higher your days are, the harder the hordes get, the more you'll get introduced to those kind of zombies. The acid zombie takes damage off of items as well as humans, so we're gonna have to prepare for that one. I think that's why we have to build the trench. But my player, or the player on the left, is more of a strategist, more of the brains of this duo, and the player on the right is more of the bronze. You know, he's better with the weapons. My player's better with guns. His player's better with the crossbow. But as you see, with a weak guns in the weak gun set, the crossbow or the bow and arrow does a lot better at killing zombies. So now he's just gathering everything out of the zombies before they disappear, and the player on the left is just going around making sure that there's no entrances, making sure that the zombies didn't break through the first defense. And again, their zombies are drawn to heat, so your flashlights don't really give off that much heat. Obviously, the torches, they give off a lot of heat, and the furnaces and the 7th day is coming to an end. Our defenses seems like they lasted. We do have a lot of repair to do, but nothing really came in the front, which is good. But just because they didn't come in the front this time doesn't mean that we're gonna show less attention to the front, because again, the hordes do get a lot bigger. You can also, in your settings, change how many zombies spawn in the world. But a little note, on the 7th day, it doesn't matter how many zombies you have that spawned in the world. It's already set for a certain number each time. So I think what we're going to do this time is bring our barbed wires out a little more. Put some more of these wooden spikes and wooden posts, and then add support beams to our so right now we're pretty much using our skill points. I don't know if you noticed, but he has 15 skill points available. We started this night with 0. I had 15 skill points available. I used all of mine. But we're pretty much finding out what we needed to fight this horde with, and mine was weapons. I needed to upgrade my abilities for using the pistols and the shotgun. So since I knew that, I had to go and buy those skill points. Certain skills require you to have other skills already. I can do a video for that to show you which skills you need for others, and I probably add that in the video when of which skill points I think you should get first. So now all we're going to do is go around, make sure that we're finished, and it looks like we're not finished with this 7th day. The horde will continue to come until you know that you're done when the light goes from red to the normal color. Even though, you know, there's not a lot right now because it's the 14th day. Well, now it's 15th day, but when you get to the 21st day or the 5th, 7th day, 6th, so forth and so forth, the hordes are going to get a lot stronger. They're going to be a lot more. And what we like to do after the 21st, once we've kind of gotten our strategies down, and once we've kind of gotten the fences up, we like to do one or two things. Either we separate, because again the horde's going to get a whole lot bigger. So we separate to kind of draw half and half, or we build our defenses to where it starts to fight for us, and we just go out the day after and pick up the scraps. Wow. That whole side is pretty much gone. And I am useless, or the player on the left is useless. He's pretty much reduced down to just being able to use the light on his gun to make sure that the player on the right is safe and won't die. I feel like they should have had it to where you die on the 7th day, you have to start all the way over. I think that'll make the game a lot more fun. Because, you know, we've died, or he's died. The player on the right has died a couple times, and it's okay because he just respawns back on his bed and comes straight back outside. But if we have to start back over, then it gives you a little bit more of a challenge. This whole side right here is gone. There's another zombie. So that includes my video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for all the love and the support. And leave a comment and let me know any other ideas you got for me. And let me know what you think. Hey, we got a hazmat mask. You need that to go into the radiation zone. Now that our defenses have succeeded, we just rebuild on the next day, clean up the yard, the zombies, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, MRW Gaming Wolves, out.